In this practical guide inspired by Mark Manson's approach, you are invited to pause, breathe, and look honestly at your own life. While his original book explores the philosophy behind choosing what truly deserves your energy, this journal takes you one step deeper. It turns ideas into actions, and reflections into daily change. Here, the goal is not to read and move on, it's to write, explore, and understand yourself with clarity and courage. Many people read self-help books hoping for quick transformation, but real change only begins when you sit with your thoughts and ask the difficult questions. What do I really want? What is draining me? What values guide my choices? This journal is designed to help you answer those questions without filters, without pretending, and without hiding behind excuses. Writing is a mirror, one that reveals the truth you've been avoiding. In these pages, you will move from confusion to clarity, from emotional noise to deeper understanding. Each chapter introduces a simple idea, followed by reflections that guide you gently toward awareness and intentional living. You will learn how to set boundaries, how to stop giving your energy to the wrong things, and how to carry responsibility with strength instead of fear. As you listen, allow yourself to slow down. Treat every question as a doorway to self-discovery. This experience is not about perfection, it's about honesty. And each honest moment brings you a step closer to a calmer, wiser, more grounded version of yourself. Before we begin, if you enjoy reflective audiobooks and want to support this work, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapters and future books. Your support helps bring more meaningful content your way. Now, let's start this journey. A journey toward clarity, responsibility, and the freedom that comes from caring only about what truly matters. Chapter 1. Decide what truly matters. Life often feels heavy because we carry too many worries at the same time. Some of these worries are important, but many are not. The first step toward a calm and meaningful life is to understand what truly deserves your energy. When you know what matters, everything becomes clearer and lighter. Many people live on autopilot, reacting to stress without understanding its source. You might feel overwhelmed, but you don't always know why. This chapter invites you to pause, breathe, and look closely at your inner world. Awareness is the beginning of control. When you see the problem, you can finally change it. Ask yourself a simple question: what is really stressing me? Is it work? Expectations from others? Fear of disappointing someone? Sometimes the pressure you feel doesn't come from your own values, it comes from people around you. And carrying their expectations can slowly drain your strength. Naming your stress is the first step to releasing it. Now ask the opposite question: what truly deserves my attention? Not everything is worth your time or worry. Some things seem urgent, but they are not important. Others look small, but they matter deeply to your happiness. When you choose what to care about, you take back your power. You stop reacting and start living. Try this simple exercise: take a paper and create 2 lists. On the left, write everything that stresses you. On the right, write the things that truly matter to you: your goals, your peace, your growth, your long-term dreams. Compare the 2 lists. You will notice that many things stressing you are not even connected to the life you want. When you understand this, you begin a new chapter of your life. You learn to protect your energy. You give your heart only to what deserves it. And slowly, step by step, you build a life guided by clarity, not chaos. This is the foundation of inner freedom, and it begins with choosing what truly matters. Chapter 2: Your beliefs and your boundaries. Your beliefs guide the way you see the world. They shape your choices, your reactions, and the limits you accept in your life. Many people live with beliefs they never questioned, ideas they picked up from family, society, or past experiences. These beliefs can either help you grow or silently hold you back. When you understand what you truly believe, you begin to build a life that feels honest and peaceful. One of the biggest challenges many people face is saying yes when their heart is quietly saying no. It happens because we want to be kind, helpful, or liked. But every unnecessary yes takes away a part of your energy. It fills your days with responsibilities that do not belong to you. Learning to notice this moment, when you want to refuse but accept instead, is the first step toward healthier boundaries. A boundary is not a wall, it is a clear message about how you want to be treated. It tells others what is acceptable and what is not. When you set boundaries, you are not pushing people away. You are simply choosing to protect your peace, your time, and your emotional space. Boundaries help you behave with honesty instead of fear. Saying no might feel uncomfortable at first, but the discomfort fades with practice. Every time you choose honesty over pressure, your confidence grows. You discover that most people respect clear communication, even if they don't always like it. More importantly, you begin to respect yourself. Try this exercise: pause before responding to any request. Ask yourself, do I truly want to say yes? Or am I agreeing only to avoid guilt or conflict? This question acts like a small flashlight, showing you the truth behind your choices. It helps you answer from your values, not from fear. As you learn to say no when necessary and yes when it feels right, your life becomes lighter and more meaningful. You stop spending your energy on things that drain you. Your relationships become healthier. And slowly, you build a life aligned with who you really are, and not who others expect you to be. Chapter 3: Take full responsibility, no more excuses. Taking responsibility for your life is the moment everything begins to change. Many people wait for luck, timing, or someone else to fix their problems. But real progress starts when you look in the mirror and say, "My life is my choice." This mindset is powerful because it gives you control instead of leaving you helpless. Excuses are easy to make. We use them to protect ourselves from discomfort, embarrassment, or hard truth. But each excuse you repeat becomes a wall that blocks your growth. When you say, "I can't, I'm not ready," or "It's not my fault," you give your power away. The writer reminds you that excuses are not protection, they are prisons. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything. It means owning your actions, your decisions, and your reactions. It means admitting where you could have done better, even if the situation wasn't fully in your hands. This honesty creates clarity, and clarity creates freedom. Think of moments where things went wrong. Maybe a project failed, a relationship ended, or you missed an opportunity. Instead of focusing on what others did, ask yourself, what was my part in this? What could I have done differently? When you answer these questions honestly, you gain wisdom instead of frustration. This chapter invites you to practice a simple exercise. Write down 3 situations where you feel you failed or disappointed yourself. Next to each situation, write your role in it, not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. You will be amazed at how much strength comes from seeing your actions clearly. When you take full responsibility, you stop waiting and start moving. You stop hoping and start building. This mindset transforms your life from something that happens to you into something you shape every single day. Responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. It is the first step toward becoming the person you truly want to be. Before we continue the book, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Your support helps us bring you more amazing audiobooks every week. Chapter 4: Deep Values versus Shallow Values. Many people spend their lives chasing things that look important but feel empty once they're achieved. Fame, approval, and status often seem like signs of success, but they rarely bring real peace. Deep down, you might sense that something is missing, even when everything appears perfect on the outside. This chapter invites you to look beneath the surface and discover what truly matters. Deep values are the things that give meaning to your actions: honesty, growth, kindness, courage, contribution. These values stay with you even when life shifts or challenges appear. They guide your decisions and help you stay grounded when everything around you feels uncertain. When you act from your deep values, your life becomes more stable and more authentic. Shallow values, however, depend on the outside world. They change with trends, opinions, or expectations. If your sense of success is based on what others think, you will always feel pressured to prove yourself. The moment you stop receiving attention or approval, your motivation fades. This is why it's important to look at what drives you and ask yourself, is it coming from inside or outside? To understand your true direction, you must slow down and listen to your inner voice. Think about what makes you feel proud, peaceful, or fulfilled. These emotions often point toward your deepest values. No one else can define these values for you. You discover them through reflection, honesty, and patience with yourself. Exercise: evaluate your top 3 values. Take a moment and write down the 3 values that feel essential to who you are today. Why do they matter to you? How do they guide your choices? Just by doing this simple exercise, you bring clarity to your daily life. You start to notice which decisions align with your values, and which decisions don't. When you measure your success through deep values instead of shallow ones, everything changes. You become more focused, more confident, and less affected by outside pressure. Your path becomes clearer, and your actions become lighter. You begin to live a life that feels true to you, not one that simply looks good to others. And that is where real success begins. Chapter 5: Facing Pain and Imperfection. Pain is a part of every human journey, yet many of us try to run away from it. We distract ourselves, hide our true feelings, or avoid difficult conversations because they feel uncomfortable. But the truth is simple: escaping pain only makes it grow. When you face it with honesty, you begin to understand it, and understanding is the first step toward healing. Imperfection is another challenge we try to fight. We want to look strong, successful, and in control all the time. But no one is perfect, and no one needs to be. Your flaws do not make you weak, they make you real. The moment you allow yourself to be imperfect, you free yourself from the pressure of pretending. You become more human, more authentic, and more open to growth. Facing pain does not mean forcing yourself to suffer. It means allowing yourself to feel. Sit with your discomfort for a moment. Ask yourself what it is trying to teach you. Pain always carries a message, a limit you need to respect, a wound you need to heal, or a change you need to make. When you listen, you discover strength you didn't know you had. Many people avoid discomfort by blaming others, running away, or staying in situations that drain them. They believe that hiding their pain keeps them safe. But avoiding it only keeps them stuck. Growth happens when you step out of old patterns and confront the truth you've been avoiding. Exercise. Take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what pain am I running from? Maybe it is a past mistake, a relationship that hurt you, or a decision you fear making. Write it down without judgment. Not to shame yourself, but to see clearly. Once it's on paper, it becomes something you can work with, not something that controls you. Remember, accepting your pain and imperfection is not a sign of defeat. It is a sign of courage. When you embrace the parts of yourself you once tried to hide, you move closer to a life of honesty, freedom, and inner strength. As you reach the end of this journey, take a moment to look back at everything you have discovered. You learned how to choose what truly matters, how to set boundaries, how to take responsibility, and how to align your life with your deepest values. You also faced the truth that pain and imperfection are part of growth, not signs of weakness. Each idea in this book was designed to help you see life with more clarity and confidence. Now, it becomes your turn to take action. Knowledge alone does not change anything, your choices do. When you decide to stop giving your energy to what drains you, and start giving it to what builds you, your life begins to shift. Small steps, taken with intention, create powerful change over time. You don't need to be perfect, you only need to be honest with yourself. Take a quiet moment and write a personal commitment. Ask yourself, what will I stop caring about, and why? Maybe it is fear, maybe the opinions of others, or maybe the pressure to meet unrealistic standards. When you let go of these weights, you free space for new possibilities. This commitment is a promise to your future self, a reminder that your time and energy are precious. Carry these lessons with you as you move forward. Let them guide your decisions, your focus, and the way you show up in your daily life. Every day gives you a new chance to choose what truly matters. And when you do, you begin to live with purpose, confidence, and peace.